Hi, I'm Becci and I'm a contemporary dancer. For me, well, I find it more effective when there's a dancer who's trained in more than one styles and has a natural fusion. Something I don't like about fusion, or not don't like, but I wouldn't call fusion, is when people take two styles and would have a section of one style and a section of another in one piece of choreography and call it fusion. I think it takes training in two styles from a particular person or a whole company to make a true fusion or a true blend of two different styles. I think fusing styles just expands vocabulary.
My name's Didge. I'm a contemporary Bboy. You get to use obviously the vocabulary of two different styles, but work out connections between the movement and work out the differences and the similarities, and try and make the differences similar and make the similarities different. Just mash it all together and see what you come up with. And I mean, generally, if you fuse it properly, then it's normally becomes something completely different to both styles anyway. And you can make like crazy work just from using basic ideas. Really, it's just putting two styles across, layering on top of each other. So, and like what Beck was saying, like when you get, one thing I'm not a big fan of is when you get, say the Last Dance style or something like that, where you go like, okay, a pirouette, and then go down and do a baby freeze. I mean, that's not fusion, that's doing one move and then another. There has to be some sort of, like what we've been working on today, where we've been using, like, say for example, contemporary movement, and then adding the attack from Bboy and really making it like fuse together with the ideas of the movement, rather than actually going, okay, this is a 6-step and then this is a, I don't know, like tundu. I mean, that's not a fusion, that's just a, I don't know, a 6-step and a tundu. that's just two moves. But that's one thing I don't like about what people call fusion, which isn't fusion.
Yeah. I'm a contemporary-based dancer with a knowledge of breakdance, but I wouldn't say I was I'm definitely not an expert in breaking. A lot of my knowledge comes from watching and learning basic steps, and for me that's enough to allow me to fuse with my contemporary, because it means, in a way it's a good thing that I'm not an expert, because I won't think, oh, I could do this move here, but I can take what I know briefly and say, oh, that move sort of goes like this, and put my contemporary twist to it, so it's, it makes it more of a fusion for me in that sense. So I see it as a positive. Obviously, if I knew more, if I learned more and became, better at the foundations, then I'd be able to take that to a different level. But yeah, just knowing and seeing and watching allows me to play with it, with the contemporary movement.
Contemporary Bboy, I don't know, more of I'd class it as an abstract Bboy, really, more than so much for a contemporary Bboy. Like what tears you apart from a standard Bboy is that you wouldn't use the everyday technique which you learn through breaking. You try and take the technique to use it in a different way. Like you keep the form, but you don't actually use, for example, many breaking moves, or it's the approach you take to breaking rather than. For example, we're talking about breaking or being on a general note circular, because it's always confined to a small space or whatever. But kind of taking breaking out of a cipher situation and using like a full space and trying to use something which would normally be on a circle, and trying to travel it lengthways and trying to use the space properly, and trying to flow in and out of things that don't normally flow in and out. Things like going into a freeze, normally in a freeze you'd stop. That's generally what you do in a freeze, that's why it's called a freeze. But using the freeze positions, but actually travelling through the freeze positions and flow, making everything like fluid, and kind of just keep everything going again.